Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and dreamers of all ages, welcome to the Disney Countdown Show.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Hello, welcome everyone to another episode of the Disney Countdown Show. It's so good to have y'all. I was about to say good morning, but that's the thing about podcasts. You guys can be listening at any time, whether it be morning, middle of the night, like I usually operate, or maybe you're out walking about, maybe you're walking the dog, maybe you're doing laundry, but either way, we appreciate that you're here. And I am also here with my fabulous co-host from the other coast, and it is Megan the Magical Millennial. How you doing this morning, babe?
Hello. I am doing as good as anyone can do on a couple hours of sleep. I did the bad thing last night, and I went to bed very, very late. I stayed up watching Inside Out with my fiance because he hasn't seen it yet. We watched the second one together, and he hadn't seen the first one. So I decided to stay up and watch it with him, which he loved it. But oops.
That's a great reason why, though. Like, that's not bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad. It's just now I'm paying the price for it, and I have my coffee right over here, and I got my water. And I am just, my eyes are feeling a little heavier today, but that is okay. I'm so excited to be here. We are excited to count down our top 5 character meet and greets in the parks, and it's going to be a good show. Can't wait. Yes. How are you, Danielle?
I'm in the exact same boat, and I struggle in mornings in general. Like, I just don't operate. Y'all, to add to the other things happening in the apartment with the Dapper Danielle, we'll add to the chronicles, right? So weirdly enough, Kevin, I don't want to say his name out loud in case he hears me, but the washing machine, he's not making as much noise anymore. But I don't know, but now my AC has been kind of on the fritz a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it went out the week I moved in, and they just hit it with some Freon. It worked just fine. And then yesterday, actually not yesterday, the day before, on Sunday, my AC went out entirely, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah,
I was like, "It's fine. It'll be okay." I put in the work order request. They come out the first thing Monday morning. They get it working again, and I get the notification. It's working great. And I'm like, "Okay, that's fantastic." I stay out all day. I go into Epcot. I pre-film some content, and I come back at like 9:00 at night. Well, later than that. And I walk in and I said, "Oh no." It was up to 89 degrees in my apartment.
That is awful.
It was hotter inside than it was outside at the time because it was dark. And so then I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll just go ahead and call the emergency line and see if they can come out and fix it." Sure enough, somebody showed up right away, and he's like, "Dude, I have no idea. I was the one that fixed it that morning. I don't know what's happening." So they had to take it off the wall. They had to mess with it. And it's working again right now.
Good.
Knock on something. But Brianna, who's in our live chat right now, if you're part of our Patreon family, certain levels of our Patreon family, you can be part of our live show audience. And Brianna's in here right now. And she said, "Kevin moved from the laundry to the AC unit." I wouldn't be surprised.
He picked a new appliance. Yeah.
Right? What if I have an appliance ghost?
You could. It seems like
is that a thing?
A solid place to live. Yeah.
I don't know. But I was like, luckily he came out last night while I was in like peak performance mode. I knew what I was doing, like, because of course it was late night. But like, I found this GIF. I know you all have seen it, but this is how I compare me and Megan, because Megan, she's doing this way earlier than I am. She's recording this at 6:30 California time. It's only like 9:30 Florida time for me, which everybody's like, "Oh, you should be up by 9." No. But it's that video of the 2 chihuahuas, and there's the little white one and there's the little cream one that says "morning person." That's you, Megan. You're that one.
Oh,
that's me. The one that's struggling to be alive. That's you. Or me.
That was the Vine that came out years ago, and I do remember that meme. And I love that meme so much. Danielle, real quick, I have to ask. I'm so sorry. Are you on the right mic right now over there?
No. Hold on.
Deborah Danielle. Oh, yeah. Wait. Technical difficulty.
Let's move it from the washing machine to my AC to my microphone. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Make the switch.
Okay. How do I sound now, Megan? Is it better now?
Oh my gosh, you sound so much better. Yes.
Wow. The amazing difference technology makes, man. Like, that's crazy.
The Yeti is a gem. She is
Hashtag not sponsored, unless they would like to sponsor us. But just it's one of the blue mics. It's very nice. It's not bad. She's pretty cool. Pretty, but yeah, hashtag not sponsored.
You sound so clear. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all again for joining us. We're getting going on this morning, and again, we are counting down the top 5 character meet and greets in the parks.
Yes.
But yes, before we get to that, Danielle, do you want to tell the lovely people where they can find us elsewhere besides this lovely podcast?
Yes, I appreciate that you're having to tell me, because like I'm struggling. I'm not paying attention to what's going on.
I will be your guide. I'll be your guide.
What's the other audio that's trending on TikTok? I don't know if you've heard it, but it's like, I think a mom walks into the room and is like checking on them, and then the kid yells, "The voices!" That's me right now also.
Oh my God.
Like, that sounds so out of context, and I'm going to have to find the audio now because that's so out of context. Anyway, speaking of the socials, it's on TikTok also. We are also on TikTok, and we are the Disney Countdown Show over on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Pod Disney over on the Twitter and X, and you can watch the full episodes of our delusional state over on YouTube, or you can also be watching us right now on Spotify, which we appreciate too, with the new little Spotify update. I am also the Dapper Danielle over on the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Megan is the Magical Millennial _ on the TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all the things, and the Threads. I'm still figuring out Threads, and supposedly,
Me too.
We were just talking the other day that if you like post on Threads, it does better for your Instagram. Like they're trying to feed off of each other back and forth right now.
Which I would assume so, because Threads is meta. It's a meta thing, so they can connect them. I totally get that. I understand. I was never a Twitter girl. Like I never posted on Twitter when it became a thing. Still don't. And so Threads for me is like a whole different beast. I'm like, what is this? What are these little like sub threads? Like I do not understand how this works. I tried it when it first popped up, and I actually I posted quite a bit, and then I just stopped because I don't know, can't keep up. I don't I get it. It's not aesthetically pleasing to me. So yeah, but I'm picking up again.
So if you've like messaged us on Threads, please be patient, or you've tagged us and stuff, because we're still figuring out how to see those notifications.
Yeah, sorry, y'all. We'll figure it out.
And that also goes for like messages over now. Our messages over on Disney Countdown Show, where you can rate and review us, like where you can send fan messages, that we are checking regularly. If you're sending it over to me and Megan's personal accounts, it's going through a process where the amount of message requests we're getting is ridiculous. So just be pre-warned, we probably will not see it. But if you send it over to the Disney Countdown Show, we have a much bigger chance of seeing it. And we actually have some reviews over here too, Megan, that we can go through. Now, these ones, if y'all have been here before, you are very familiar, but we have 2 different ways that we can do this. Is that over on Apple, you can rate us, and then you can also send a little review over on Apple. Or if you're over on Spotify, you just give us little stars, which we do appreciate also. And then you can DM us your reviews over on the socials, and that's how we read those. So some of these are mostly fan messages. And we also can get them from email. Actually, we have a couple from email also today, Megan.
Oh, yay. Okay, awesome. I love that. And that's DisneyCountdownShow@gmail.com for those that don't know. But we do the good old-fashioned email as well. Yes, okay, we do have a fan message here. This one comes from Sarah via email, and she says, "Hi, Megan and Danielle. I just wanted to let you guys know that I love your podcast. I found you guys from following Megan on Instagram, and as somebody who always listens to podcasts when driving and loves Disney, I knew I had to give it a try. No regrets. You bring a little bit of Disney magic into my Monday each week and are certainly holding me over until my next trip to Disneyland from Canada. I really love your countdowns related to music. Last season you did one about Disney soundtracks. Danielle was talking about the soundtrack of Inside Out and the theme Bundle of Joy. I had totally forgotten about how great this soundtrack was. I am a dance teacher and always love putting together Disney pieces for the little ones for recitals. After this reminder about the song, I immediately added the song to my list for next season. Thank you for inspiring me. Anyway, thanks for a wonderful podcast. Love you guys. Oh, Sarah, thank you for listening.
Can you imagine the little baby ones and
I
their tutus are too big for them in different colors, like the emotions, and they're trying to like waddle around and do like the little ballerina moves to the Bundle of Joy song. I can only imagine. That'd be adorable.
I love it. I am picturing ballet to Bundle of Joy. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like, maybe a contemporary dance or something like that, something that's a little more modern, but I am picturing ballet with Bundle of Joy. So Sarah, if that's what you're doing, of course, feel free to email us again and let us know the update on that song for next season and the choreography.
Oh, I love that so much.
It's amazing.
And see, I love that song because of Inside Out is also retrending again because of Inside Out 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not angry about it. I love that the song is getting some love again.
Oh no, it's so good. We watched it again last night, and I was getting all teary eyed at the parts. I got teary eyed the first time. And it is such a good movie. And Evan, my fiance, who was watching it for the first time, really, really enjoyed it. I mean, he enjoyed watching the second one with me. And then we watched the first one last night. And he's like, he's like, that's a great concept. That's genius. I'm like, I know, right?
I love that. I like that he was so into it because he's slowly becoming like a Disney Pixar guy.
He is.
He hasn't grown up that way like we have, and so you're slowly conforming him, and I love how open he is to it. So it's great.
He really is. He really is. And you know what's funny, Danielle? I have to tell you this. The movie that he started watching last night was Alice in Wonderland, and after she fell down the rabbit hole, he's like, "Okay, I'm done with this."
Wait, he hasn't seen Alice in Wonderland? Are we talking the 1950s version?
He has seen Alice in Wonderland. The 19, yes, we've seen the cartoon version, yes, or the animated version. But he was just like. He was watching it. He was like interested in it. Like, what movie are we gonna watch? And we were on Disney Plus, and then he just switched it to Inside Out.
And he's
like, "Sorry, Alice."
She's about to get all kind of trippy in here. Let's continue.
Let's move on.
Hilarious.
I know, and I haven't seen Alice in Wonderland in many, many years. So I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll watch it." But then, yeah, we just moved on to Pixar. So.
I feel like it's one of those movies where you can turn it on a little bit earlier in the day and you can pay attention to it better than you can later on at night.
So true. It's not a great nighttime movie. Alice in Wonderland is fantastic. But I fully agree. I feel like it's a daytime movie. I don't know what it is.
Right. Well, okay. I'm sorry. As we're about to continue into, we have way more fan
and
messages,
I didn't even see that. Wait. Okay.
I like Ratatouille real quick. And I think I've talked about this before. Right, of Alice in Wonderland and how everybody thinks that the movie came out in the 70s, but it didn't.
Yeah, because of the craziness. Yeah,
Yes, because of the craziness, and I love telling that to people because they all imagine the re-release posters when it went back to theaters in the psychedelic era, and so interesting, the whole thing of it. So I don't know, maybe food should be involved when you watch Alice in Wonderland next time. Like, you have to already have the pizza, already have the movie started before you start like eating.
Yeah, I get that.
I associate Alice in Wonderland with a food movie also for some reason.
I do too, and because the eat me, the little like cake that she has is obviously one of the things like in the very couple first minutes, but and then there's also like, isn't there a part where she's like biting into bread? Why am I picturing that?
Mushroom. It looks like bread though.
But it looks, thank you. Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
But that makes you hungry because you're like, oh, I could have bread right now.
That
Carbs
looks good.
Sound great.
Right? It like looks good. So I'm thinking of food. That's a good point. Have the food ready.
We're thinking of food
Alice.
way too early this morning. But we have
Speaking
another...
of Alice, I see it it's mentioned in this next fan message.
Is it really? Oh, that's hilarious. It is. Okay, Okay. This one is from Nina. This is also an email sent one, who's also from Canada. The Canadian
Hello,
fam is showing up.
Canadians.
Yes. And it says, hello from Canada. Love the podcast. Was listening to the show today, July 22nd, and just wanted to share a core memory I had with my son at Walt Disney World. My first trip to Disney, I had a character interaction with Alice that stuck with me forever, and bringing my son on his first trip a couple of years ago, Alice and Mad Hatter came over to him to play with his little spinny hat during the parade and made our day. So excited. We're going back soon and can't wait to find more characters.
Yay.
Y'all, I did not read ahead into the thing. I swear. I think we were just talking about Alice just because and didn't realize it was in Nina's email also. But thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you, Nina. I was just talking about it because like Danielle and I have talked about Alice and the fandom and Cheshire Cat and all, everything before. And that's why I was like, I brought it up. But that's so funny. And you know what? And the Mad Hatter and Alice are so fun to meet in the parks. Talk about character meet and greets. That's our countdown again for this week. They are a wonderful meet and greet in both Disney World and Disneyland.
Did they make your list in the last episode?
Or did we mention them? Oh goodness. Yeah, I did. Right, he was number 7. Come back to me list. I believe he definitely is in my list. Hang on. Oh, he's number 9. He's number 9. So yes, he's top 10. Just the silliest and most witty character to go and meet, and that's so cool that he was, playing with your son's hat during the parade. That's so cute.
Well,
and Alice is so cute too.
Oh, she is, and that's where. So they're not able to be seen in the normal meet and greets anymore here in Disney World, or they haven't post Panini, but they'll be part of the
in the parade. Right.
They're in the parade and they're in the character cavalcade sometime. So that's when they usually will run back and forth real quick and they'll mess with what they can. And yeah that's awesome.
That's really cool, Nina. Oh, thank you. Well, this next one we have from Catherine on Instagram, and she says, "Hi, Megan and Danielle. I've been following both your socials for a long time, and when I learned a few months ago that you had started this podcast, I was so excited to hear you guys together. I started listening to all the episodes, and once I caught up, I joined the Disney Countdown Patreon to join all the bonus episodes while you were on break." Well, thank you for being here, Catherine. So pleased season 4 has started, and can't wait to hear what you talk about next. I love the chats you have, the Disney news, the games, and the rants, of course. You both encouraged me to embrace and share my love of Disney. I started my own content journey last year over in the UK, visiting Disneyland Paris, and I'm having the absolute time of my life. You both inspire me. I hope you keep making content and recording the podcast. You bring the perfect energy, fun, and heart into everything you do. Thank you. Catherine, I know you. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you are making the content over there in Disneyland Paris for us. That is so cool. I love Paris and I hope to be back soon. So thank you, Catherine.
Yes, I've started getting onto some of the Disneyland Paris content creators, and it's so interesting because there's definitely that mix of like some speak exclusively French and some speak exclusively English, and they do cross over every once in a while. And I'm so fascinated by it too, and the differences in the culture. So even though you're just like, but Danielle, it's just UK, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's very different. So I've been looking into it and like getting onto that side of the social media. So hello UK fam, appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you guys. And it is so I know the cast members at Disneyland Paris, they also do like the switches between English and French because that is a requirement to be a cast member of Paris. You have to know how to speak English. So it's a it's so beautiful being there. Everyone is so friendly and so nice, and it's just it's the vibe there, immaculate, truly very, very magical. So I'm hoping to make it back to Paris at some point soon because I was 2 weeks shy of seeing their Avengers campus, so I am trying to get back.
Oh, well, same. Oh, I want to go there for the first time. Well, we have one more message over here, Megan, and this one it just says a loyal listener on Instagram.
Ooh, anonymous. Okay.
Oh, and it says I have to send a message. I'm listening to the episode where Danielle said she only rode Dinosaur because she had a behind the scenes of it. ...
Ooh,
Before I brought my kids to Disneyland and World a few years ago, I watched the YouTube videos of the full rides that we were planning on going on, so we all knew what to expect and nobody would have anxiety meltdown before the ride. This trip saved our trips. I have an autistic child and one with anxiety, so it really helped tremendously. As always, you both are fabulous.
Aw,
Thank you.
You know, that's a
I
great
told you
strategy.
I told you about like one of my first times accidentally going on Dinosaur, right? As a kid, and why I didn't go on it again.
Yeah. Did you mention that story?
I think this was probably in one of the first, like in season 2, I think is when I mentioned this, like a while ago. And it's where we're in Animal Kingdom and mom, and this is in what, 2003, right? 2004.
It's definitely early 2000s. Yeah.
Danielle is barely tall enough to be able to ride this thing. And, or I am, but my other siblings aren't, but they're all tall enough all of a sudden. And we're all getting onto this. And mom's like, oh yeah, it's just like the Ellen DeGeneres ride. It's slow moving. It's fine. That's where they have dinosaurs too. She thought she was taking us onto Universe of Energy and not Dinosaur.
Oops.
So then when we went on to Dinosaur, traumatized, immediately got off. And we're like, Mom, you scared us. And then she's like, I'm so sorry. So praise be to YouTube and technology for our current day and age moms that are not pulling a dapper mom and taking their kid onto a ride that she thought was about Ellen DeGeneres, and it's not.
Oh, mom. Oh, sweet mom. Yeah, no, that's a little bit different of an attraction. No, Dinosaur it scares me to this day. Like I still get, the adrenaline's going, my anxiety's like, because, I've only been on it. I want to say, I don't even think I could finish one hand how many times I've been on Dinosaur.
It's so much darker compared to Indiana Jones. Like the lighting, there's more black space and you have no idea what's going on and you can't see anything. So you're just like, I hope we're not about to run into a wall. Let's keep going. Like that's the whole vibe.
Right. It's so dark. But yeah, I understand why you wouldn't want to go on it again, Danielle. Totally get it. And I have to say that the strategy of watching the YouTube videos, making sure that it's something that you might be able to do, having a little preview, it really does help. It's a great strategy. If you do have little ones that are nervous about the big rides, there are POVs of really every single ride on YouTube. So, highly recommend that. That's a great idea to our loyal listener. And that's also me when I have to go and watch any movie that is even the slightest bit intense. I will go and just read the entire plot before I go watch it. So I'm not anxious about it.
I have done that before too. And I might need to do that for Deadpool because I'm not like the biggest gore person, but if it's a little too gory, but I really want to see it because it's so funny, I have to watch the entire plot.
They were dropping like the F-bombs in the trailers and stuff. It's gonna be like intense, same as the other Deadpools.
I know, but I also want to see it too, so I might have to do that.
Oh, you gotta see it, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Goodness. It's Hugh Jackman.
I know. Oh,
Hugh jacked man. Like that guy is jacked. Like, dang. Okay. All right, we had Catherine, our wonderful Patreon, who sent us a lovely message on Instagram. And I want to shout out our new Patreons who joined last week. We have Jennifer and Bianca. Welcome to the Disney Countdown Show Patreon. So thank you all for our Patreons, especially the ones who are waking up early with us to record this morning. Hello, everyone in the chat. We have a lot of fun over on the Patreon page. We got the bonus episodes that we post over there. We got our virtual hangouts that we do every month. We have giveaways. We have just special things that we do quite frequently over there. And if you are a paid subscriber, you also do get access to the bonus episodes, which we have so many more of Megan and Danielle's Ratatouilles on there. We get a little more unfiltered and unhinged. You never know what could happen on the bonus episodes, which we got our 11 through 15, Danielle, of our meet and greets to do very soon.
Yes.
So if you'd like to access all that, join the virtual hangs, be part of live recordings. We do have the link to our Patreon in the episode notes, or of course, being a paid subscriber is cool too, because you still get all the bonus stuff as well. So
yes. And we also have the Discord also. I love the one of our mods, Jason, put together a little watch party for whoever was on of Rocketeer, and I did end up watching it.
Did you finish it? I finished the movie. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I did it. I loved it. It was really good. I love the ending.
It is good, but it's a little slow there in the beginning. Like for us to get up and get going, I could see why maybe I hadn't started watching it all the way, was because you have to get through the first 20 minutes and then it starts getting good.
100%. Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. That's why it took me 2 days to go and finish it. But thank you, Jason, for doing that watch party. Really, really cool. Jason is a wonderful, wonderful moderator over there, and also just asked all the best questions.
Yes. And we'll be doing more questions will be coming in the virtual hangout, which we'll be scheduling here very, very soon. And also we're kind of testing the idea of more watch parties later on, like as we get into Halloween season or into Christmas season, we'll have some more fun little watch parties to hang out with virtually. So stay tuned for more info, y'all. Yes, it's going to be good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to our new Patreons. And more info if you would like to check it out in our episode notes. Yeah. All right, Danielle.
Yes, babe.
I've been waiting to talk about this for the entire episode since we've been talking. We have Country Bears kind of coming back to Disneyland. Did you see that?
Okay, yes. And so Hungry Bear is being transformed into Country Bear themes.
Barbecue
which
Jamboree.
It already was. They're just changing the name to make it official.
Yes. Hungry Bear has been there for a long, long time as Hungry Bear. But even when Country Bear Jamboree was there in Critter Country. And then it stayed the same when they took it out and brought in Winnie the Pooh, because it still kind of made sense. They weren't going to change it because Winnie the Pooh is still a bear, right?
Right.
So... yeah, now officially it is going to be completely rethemed to Country Bears serving up some barbecue. Which,
see, I was always confused about this because I remember seeing as Hungry Bear and then seeing as Pooh Bear themed. However, they kept the original design, on the back wall. It still had the reference of the 5 Bear Rugs, the band.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The bathrooms were still themed to Trixie, and was it Wendell or Terrence?
You know, the men I did not pay close attention to, which is I should know that, but it might be Wendell.
It might be Wendell. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So really all they're doing is they're adding a fresh coat of paint and changing the signage, because I don't think they're going to change anything else. And then what's funny is that they did mention the if you look at the blurb, it says updated songs from their world tour. You're getting the soundtrack that's currently playing at Walt Disney World. And that is available on Spotify also for listening. And it's been added to the Dapper Danielle playlist of the old songs and the new songs also. And so I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're recycling the same stuff. So that way you're like, I'm already paying for these songs. I gotta put them somewhere. That's 100% what they're doing.
And what a perfect opportunity.
What a perfect opportunity.
When
adding some more Disney related
closed.
Songs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's cute. I went to go see it my third time going and seeing it, but I took Blake's Pop Nook.
Yes. Yeah.
I took him to go see it for the first time along with Bibbidi Bobbidi Beard. And they loved it. I can't wait for you to experience too. I think it's great. I think it's one of the best things.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see it. I have not seen the show. I'm kind of holding off until I see it in person. I know what the songs are, I think, but I'm staying kind of in the dark a little bit until I can see
so
it for
much
myself.
better in person.
And
you know what? I feel so bad. I have not done a video talking about it. But that's because everybody else was doing a video for the longest time of reviewing it. And so many people were bashing it. So I'm putting together my reasonings of why it's fabulous.
See, and that is what people are waiting for, Danielle. And you can just brew it up, create it, take your time because people are just there waiting for it. And it's going to be so good when you put it out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. So I might go back and see it probably Thursday or Friday this week just to go watch it again. I love the Country Bears cast. There was, when I came in on the first day to watch it just by myself, two of the cast members walked up and stood in my row, and I'm like, oh, they're watching. They're not watching. They're watching the audience for their reactions. And they came up to me afterwards and they're like, Danielle, we were watching your facial expressions and we loved it. And I was just like, I know, because I loved it. It was great.
That's amazing. Oh, I love that. I love it.
They know me a little too well.
They do. They do. Yes. It's so exciting. Can't wait to go see it for myself. Again, guys, I might be going over to World after D23 next month, so stay tuned for that. The flights still need to be booked, but it's going to happen.
I realized I haven't completely finished booking my flight back home.
I was going to say, did you book a return flight? Oh no.
No, that I need to do like this today or tomorrow. So
maybe
I got to figure that out.
Are you flying back Sunday and Monday?
No, my plan is to try to fly back on the 13th because
okay.
I actually, Megan, what are you doing on the 12th?
Girl, I am nothing. I am just simmering down from D23.
Okay, because I may or may not have been invited to go to the Disney Animation Studio.
Oh my gosh, in Burbank?
Right. And if I need to use the excuse of I need a ride.
I have a car.
And also you be my plus one to go with me. Do you think that would be a good idea?
Oh my God. Ask me? Oh my God, twist my arm. Let's go to the Disney Animation Studios.
So it's more to come. I'll make sure if it's okay or not, because I was like, thanks to the power of the internet and thanks to some amazing people that follow me, I have become online friends with a animation producer and production assistant with Disney Animation who's currently working on Moana 2.
What?
And she is so excited to and something she actually talked about with me online is some of the animation teams, like for D23, for example, they're not necessarily getting paid to be there. So the cast member, right, I think you can sign up, but it's basically volunteering. So if you go into the animation booth thing, they have it all set up. Those are all animation cast members that have volunteered to work this event.
So they're not interesting. Okay.
Right. And I was like, really? That's a thing? And she's like, yeah, like we love it because we just get to go and hang out and people don't realize that they can come up and ask us questions. So if you have questions about how to get into animation, how to get into like what started your career, all the people that are working in that booth all work in Disney Animation, either as animators or in different production lines within the animation world. And you can ask them questions during the convention. Ask them. You have they'll share with you what they can because they're not going to be able to tell you what projects necessarily they're working on. But she's like, no, like people can come up and ask us questions. Like we love it. We just like talking to the people. That's why we sign up for this thing.
Okay, that's amazing. I did not know that, but I will be going up and asking questions during D23. That's so cool. That's so cool. And that's so cool that we could potentially go. That you got, a little invite coming.
We'll see.
Yay.
More to come. I don't want to get your hopes up too high, but that could possibly be a thing.
Well, I have a car that works, so I will absolutely be your driver / plus one. You just say the word.
Thank you. Because as I was like trying to figure out how to get to Glendale, because when I said, oh my gosh, yes, I was like, oh yeah, it's right around the corner. No, it's not. I forgot the Disney Animation Studios on the other side of LA.
Even over the hill of LA, not even downtown or Hollywood. It is over the hill into the valley. So
over the hill, through the woods, to grandmother's house we go.
Yep. She is a bit of a trek, but that's okay. That's why we have vehicles here in SoCal, and me to get you around.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So more to come. We'll see, y'all. We'll see if that actually finishes coming to fruition. But
we got D23 right around the corner. So
I'm panicking. I am full on panicking. I'm not. Like I said, in the last episode, I talked about like trying to come up with some cosplays, but as a true like cosplayer ADHD person, of course we're going to wait until the last second to be able to put it together. So con crunch time, as they call it. And I'm still working on seeing if I can make it happen or not. We'll see.
I believe in you. I believe in you. You got this. Sending positive vibes your way. But I do know the practice of, waiting till the last minute for the cosplay community. It makes for good content,
It does. It does. The panic. It'll make a great YouTube video. Maybe you'll see it later. You never know.
There you go. One for the two.
We do it for the content.
That's right. Well, speaking of D23, it looks like we got some Disney news to get into, Danielle.
Yeah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this
Disney news. Megan, what's this about a robot?
So, yes, the Disney robot conquers unstructured terrain with ease, masters navigation. So basically, we have a robot. It's a 3D printed robot, and oh my gosh, my computer's acting up on me as I'm trying to get to this article here. But essentially, it's like the BDX robot that we have in Galaxy's Edge that walks around sometimes.
Oh, the little gooses! I know that's not what they're technically called, but they look like little goose butts, and I loved them so much.
They're so cute. Oh my gosh, I was obsessed. I was looking for them for a really long time, and they happened upon us one day while we were droid racing in the back next to the Millennium Falcon. And yes. I about just like passed out. I was so happy and so excited to see them. And they're so cute, and they interact with you. They walk on over to you and do their little noises, and they do a little dance, and it was the cutest thing ever. And so those are actually very advanced robots that Disney has created. They've
been taking them to all the tech events here recently.
Really, they really have. Yes. Mm-hmm. So it looks like, it almost like they have emotion to them too, which is kind of crazy. And it's predominantly 3D printed, which is also pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I know nothing about 3D printing. Actually, one of my friends has 3D printed a bunch of her cosplay stuff, which is awesome. She's amazing. But it really is fascinating. So they have, these expressive movements. They got, emotions basically to connect with people. It's just really, really cool. And it's shown in the BDX droids that are currently in Batu West. So, but yeah, robots, it's not AI or anything, by the way. I don't know if it's, at least I don't think it's completely, controlled. So,
right. Yeah. Oh, girl, I could get on a tangent about y'all. When I tell y'all, I don't know, Megan, you've gotten this too, but there is a company out there that has reached out to me and has been bugging me. I'm about to send them a nasty gram of like, hey, we want to work with you. And the whole concept of this company is that you give them your face. You give them permissions for their AI to use whatever. So they like do copies of your face. And so that way companies can buy your likeness to say whatever they want.
That's awful.
And then you get a small, 10% of the thing. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. If I don't have control over what I'm saying, you better be paying me some serious royalties. And they're like, we'll give you maybe $1,000. And I'm like, honey, are we new to the game? Do we not know how the social media works? So yes, and they keep bugging me. So that's an email I got to send out today, because I'm done having these same people message me over and over again. And it's because I've talked about AI and how much I don't like it in the art community. Mm-hmm. And it's just picked up on those key phrases. Oh, she mentioned it. She must like it. Let's keep sending her stuff.
One of those automatic emails. Yeah. Oh, no, thank you. AI has its place in entertainment and technology and all that stuff, but it is not using the faces of people who work hard and actually create their own stuff, like actors, writers, I get content creators. It does not have a place here for that kind of
It
work.
can fix my grammar. I'm fine with that because
ChatGPT,
Lord knows.
amazing, but not when it comes to your face and your voice. I think that is severely like, I morally, I feel like that's wrong. You're crossing the line there. So,
like I already know my face has been taken and is used somewhere for Penelope Garcia content. Like I already know that.
Danielle probably.
But like some stuff I can't control. But when it comes to like an actual company paying for it, I don't know about that.
No, absolutely not. No. Good on that.
But
Thank you. But anyways, this robot is really cute, and it is not AI. So there we go.
Well, on another topic that is not AI, have you seen the Halloween merch?
Yes, I have. Oh, yes, I have. Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are your thoughts? I have very mixed thoughts. Like,
I have mixed.
I don't know. I can't decide if I don't like it or not.
There's certain things I do like. I think it's kind of cute that they made the wreath. I don't know if you're into that. I like that they made the pumpkin wreath available that they have at World for purchase. I like. Let's see. What else did I like? Oh, the candy corn. Oh, I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Of the spirit jersey?
Of the spirit jersey, the ears, and the backpack. I think it's fun. Personally, candy corn, it is something that I only eat around Halloween. I'm not like the biggest fan of candy corn, but for Halloween time, absolutely. And I think it's adorable. The colors, the way they designed it, very, very cute. So, and I do like the generic Halloween ears that they made this year. So
I would agree with that. I don't mind the Halloween ears. I don't. Oh my gosh! I just realized that is the headband is upside down.
Hold on. Is it really?
So the bow is correct. The ears are upside down. They're in the wrong order of candy corn. So the spirit jersey, the loungefly, everything is correct except for the ears themselves. It goes yellow, orange, white instead of white, orange, yellow.
The ears themselves, yes. And that's probably a design decision, the way that they were meant to look, because I can see how it would.
I mean, they wanted to contrast.
You do want it to contrast. It actually, I think it looks better, and I would agree with Disney in that decision. Aesthetically, it looks better. But you're correct in saying that yellow's on top because it's not on top for candy corn. So. Right,
and that's where again I would look at it and be like, this is wrong, even though I know it's just a design choice. But I don't.
If we're getting into the technical portion, yes,
the technical side, and I don't know. There's a couple other things I'm like, okay, I don't mind them, but I want to see them in person. Like there is a Halloween and Friends like haunted house lounge fly. That it has like the black silhouette and the little spooky castle version of the house. I kind of think it's cute, and that one might be even cuter in person. That one I might have to see.
Probably. I do like it as well. I feel like there have been some Halloween lounge flies that have missed for me in the past, and this one might be up there. I think they did a good job with the lounge fly designs for sure. And then also, we also got to talk about the bobble bar earrings, because I was looking at those like with a sharp eye yesterday, and I was like, dang, these are cute. They got like they got the cute Mickey Mouse ones with like the Mickey Mouse pumpkins, the bats, the little design, candy corn, like the studs, and then they have these Mickey vampire earrings that drop down. Oh my god, so stinking cute. So Bobble Bar did a really good job with their Disney Halloween designs. As what else do we expect from Bobble Bar, really?
Well, and what kills me, and like I've talked a lot about Bobble Bar on my social medias here recently, and the reason why I keep talking about it is because they keep selling out. They are so limited edition. I want people to know about them. And everybody's like, oh, you can get them at TJ Maxx. You can get them at other places. I'm like, yes, but these ones are usually park exclusive. And or once these are what happens is that Bobble Bar is willing to make whatever amount they want. Disney merchandise buyers then say, actually, we don't think it's going to do that well. And they're proven wrong every single time. And that's why here in Disney World, they're almost completely sold out of even the regular collection that they're supposed to have on hand all the time. And so once you see the Halloween ones, y'all, buy them. That's all I'm saying. Don't miss out on that one.
Fully agree. But yeah, it's cute stuff. It is. They got the, at least online, I don't know when they're going to drop in the parks yet, but they got the Mickey and the Minnie light up jack-o'-lanterns this year. Both in their full size and their mini versions. I think they're all sold out online. So we got to wait for them to either restock, or if you're near the parks, you can look out for that date where they're going to drop. But every year, y'all, they sell out really quick.
They do. I heard here in Disney World, supposedly World of Disney and Magic Kingdom will switch over the night of July 31st into August 1st.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, because the first Halloween party is the 8th, so it's less than a week away.
A week out, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very exciting stuff. And
some crazy stuff coming.
I know. What's going on over there at the Poly, Danielle? Is what I want to know.
So there is some more construction that's currently happening. So we know that the giant DVC tower, it's slowly coming along. I mean, they've been, y'all, this is supposed to open. The first reservations are supposed to be showing up in December. They better get their butt in gear. It is, they're like slowly trying to get to that point. I don't know.
Yeah,
but there have been a couple of updates that happened that popped up on My Disney Experience and on the Walt Disney World website that says construction and refurbishment at the resort will be happening through 2026.
Wow, all through next year. Okay.
Yeah. So refurbishment work during daytime hours, ongoing enhancements may impact views of the theme park and surrounding areas. I think what's happening is they are working on the DVC tower and they're realizing, we're trying to add water and maintenance and like all these other electrical things into the side of this hotel. When this hotel, the main buildings were built in 1971, and that means all the plumbing and everything is still 50 years old, and you're trying to add in something brand new to that same property. Yeah. And I think they're finding other issues, and so they're having to fix them as they go along, so that way they all work and one does not like cancel the other, if that makes sense.
Right. And it sounds like it's, it's serious. They gotta either dig or, rip out something like that, because that's gonna take a long time.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was happening with the Contemporary, when they were switching over and they're like, we'll just add a simple room overlay. And then they started messing with stuff, and they realized, oh no, we messed up. We opened up a whole can of worms that we did not want to. It was a long time. The construction on that still happens every once in a while, but Contemporary was struggling, and I think they're finding the exact same thing now with Polynesian, is what I'm betting.
Yeah, the further back you go in terms of the hotel dates, the more problems you run into, because you're getting into 70s construction then, and 60s really, because they started building in the 60s.
Yes, 67 and 68. Good times.
Good luck to you, Disney. We're pulling for you, because the Poly is a beautiful hotel.
It is a beautiful hotel. And then over at Disneyland, did you see this about the D23 day?
I did. There's the first ever D23 day. They are bringing D23 into the parks for the first time. They have not done this, y'all. D23 has basically been its own separate event that's held at the convention center right behind California Adventure. But now they're having a theme day on August 8th ahead of D23. And it's going to be, there's going to be D23 things there. It's like a cavalcade featuring 23 characters, select Disney legends, new merchandise, which, by the way, Danielle, Disney is really they know what they're doing. They are playing into the nostalgic millennials that are wanting to see things that haven't been in the parks, are rare to find, because I saw the Tarzan merch. I saw it. It's coming. The 25th anniversary of Tarzan is happening around the same time, so there is going to be a Tarzan Loungefly and a Spirit jersey, and they look really stinking cute, and Tarzan was near and dear to my heart growing up. So it's very exciting. There's gonna be Goofy and Max from Goof Troop, Lotso. There just lots of stuff happening. Dance party, Tomorrowland Terrace. Yeah, so a full D23 day. Oh, and also one of the biggest things, complimentary Mickey Mouse ear hats will be handed out to guests beginning at park opening, and of course that's while supplies last. So it's not guaranteed that you're going to get one. So be patient.
And I think the ears, you have to prove that you are a D23 member.
You probably have to bring, yes, on your phone, you have to prove or bring your card if you have a membership card. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But the other ones are supposedly open to anybody and everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be part of the park. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, which is interesting. Like, tell me that you're trying to, like, literally day before last day signups and getting people excited for D23 without telling me that you're trying to do that.
That last second push. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I think it's exciting though. I think some of the stuff looks pretty cool. I'm happy. I'll be over there that day.
Yeah.
I fly in very early, so we'll probably pop into the park and see what's going on.
Sweet. It's going to be fun. Very excited. I'm excited for D23 in general. It's going to be a good time, y'all.
I'm exhausted already thinking about it. It's great.
All right. Well, I think that brings us to, shall we play a game, Danielle?
I think we should.
I think it's time for a game. Chris, are you there?
Hello. Let's play a game. Today we're playing a game we played last season. We're doing some Disney filibuster.
Oh, let's go.
Oh no.
This was
tough. The way this one works is I will give the ladies 30 seconds each to talk about a topic of my choosing. All they have to do is just keep talking for 30 seconds and not stop. So,
okay.
Should be easy.
No, it should be easy. However, you're making us do this early in the morning when my brain is still functioning at like a 60% capacity. So we'll see how this goes.
We can do this. We can do this. I get so nervous.
Yeah. Well, the stakes couldn't be lower. There's no prizes.
I know words. Why don't words come to my brain when
We'll start with Danielle.
I'm trying to say them.
Oh, don't start with me. Okay, that's
fine. You're on the top of my list here.
Oh, okay.
For the next 30 seconds, I would love for you to talk about Epic Universe.
Well, Epic Universe, don't even go here. She's the other park down I-4. And, you know, this is Danielle wondering how is Disney going to respond? Which I think makes most people excited for D23. Because everybody's like, oh, is this somebody saying, okay, put up your dukes, Mr. Fancy Britches, and like, what's going to happen? So this could change the whole level of theme parks here in Central Florida. It could be a lot.
She doesn't even go here. That was what I thought.
She doesn't even go here.
It's gonna be a cool park, y'all.
As people have been talking about it, I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty cool.
I like the fact that they're making a dark park, like a monsters area, is so cool.
All right, Megan, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm ready.
I would love for the next 30 seconds if you could talk about some West Coast hidden Mickeys. Go.
West Coast hidden Mickeys. Do you know, there is no one that knows the amount of hidden Mickeys that are in the Disney parks over here on the West Coast. It is an unknown number. There are quite a few. There is actually a book that was sold in the Disneyland that would show you almost every hidden Mickey that was known in the rides and then the attractions. And we did buy it. I didn't take one look at it. That was for my brother when I was growing up. And I still don't know to this day. I don't know a lot of the hidden Mickeys that are in the park, and it's a shame.
Well, considering you didn't mention a single hidden Mickey, you did talk for 30 seconds, which is pretty impressive.
It is really impressive, isn't it? I did mention one. The one that immediately comes to mind is the one on Big Thunder, and that's the easiest one to spot. Oh, also Haunted Mansion with the plates.
I can think of a lot on your main street, like more so than what we have here in Disney World, but don't even get me started on a conversation about hidden Mickeys and how I'm like, okay, this has been a TikTok. This has been an ongoing conversation on TikTok about people are like, oh, it's a hidden Mickey. I'm like, it's not technically a hidden Mickey. It doesn't, like, the ears aren't round. It doesn't count. There's a lot of things that people count as hidden Mickeys that aren't hidden Mickeys.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm.
Danielle, it's your turn, and you burned through a little bit of your topic. I'd like for you to talk about East Coast hidden Mickeys.
Oh, okay. See, I should have just saved it. But here on the East Coast, yes, I would say that there are quite a few hidden Mickeys. Some are legit, some are not. And there are a lot that are not that people say are. But we do have some pretty cool things where instead of just the hidden Mickey silhouette, we have some that are supposedly the full shape of Mickey. And my favorite, though, is the one on Three Caballeros, where there's a full set of like the full silhouette of Mickey standing up, hidden in the window of one of the buildings looking at the Three Caballeros stage.
That's cool. I didn't know that existed.
Okay.
Yeah, because everybody's looking at the animatronics. Nobody notices him.
Yeah. I like the Little Mermaid one, where you have to look in a certain angle of the rocks. And it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided if I like that one or not. I think it's cool in concept, but I have not actually been like, okay, yeah, that's for sure what that is.
Okay.
You know?
I got it.
I don't know. I supposedly that one is official, but I'm like, I don't know if that one should be official. If I had to try too hard to be able to see it, is it really?
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, one more. This one's for you, Megan. For the next
Yay.
30 seconds, I would love for you to talk about the 2006 film Cars.
Oh, Cars is such a great Pixar film, everybody. Man, I love Mater and I love Cars Land over here at DCA. It is a movie that I have not watched in a very long time, but it's very heartfelt. It's very sweet. A lot of like great messages, great one-liners, again, especially from Tow Mater, voiced by Larry the Cable Guy. It is a wonderful film. The second one's not as good, but Cars as a franchise is like, it is awesome. And I love Cars Land.
I know this might be a bad time right now, but you owe me $32,000 in legal fees. That's my favorite. And I use that in most cases. Like that's one of those like quotes where I won't say it out loud, but I'll say it in my head and I'll randomly go, and like people are like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, right? You owe me $32,000 in legal fees. Oh my gosh, all the Mater one-liners. He did what in this cup is one of my favorite things when talking about the Piston Cup. I still laugh to this day. It's so good. So good. So good. Well, thank you, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Thank you. I think Chris picked up on the fact that I put Cars at number 7 on my Pixar list and got the most heat for that in that video.
Oh, yeah.
People came after me. I was like, sorry. Again, Pixar, like, people got opinions when it comes to Pixar, and I will say again, over and over again, but it's a very heated topic when it comes to your favorite movies. I was telling this to Bippity Boppity Beard. I was like, Pixar fans, Star Wars fans, and Haunted Mansion fans. Those are the ones that they're ready to go, and I have to make sure I say my words correctly, or else they are ready to throw hands. Right. Ammo is at the ready. Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you, Chris. That's always fun and always a little nerve-wracking. I feel like my heart starts picking up when the timer starts every time. A little bit of panic. I'm panicking. All right. I think it's time that we move on into our countdown. The reason why we're here and is to talk about our top 5 Disney character meet and greets. And Megan, we said this off to the side before we really started recording, and that was I'm having regrets about my list of my top 5, I think. Because you're kind of going back into your memory and your personal experience, and like sometimes you forget about things. Okay, I just watched Inside Out. I know that some things get caught in the back of the brain, and you're like, oh, that's right. That's a core memory of mine. So totally understand. I made some last minute changes myself, not gonna lie. So this one required... I think I used up some of my favorites in the 6 through 10. And now I don't know if I like these characters enough to put them in the top 5. So we'll see. This could all be... We'll see. I don't know. Y'all will have to discuss this. Yeah, and Danielle, if you want to, at the end, we could discuss like what you would flip or what you would change. We haven't done that yet with our countdown, so we could do that with this one. We'll see how the vibe goes. But I think, Megan, you should start us off this time. Okay.
and
okay.
recap what we did in the last episode, so that way it makes sense.
That sounds good. I can do that. All right. So my 6 through 10, starting with number 10 was Goofy. Number 9, Mad Hatter. 8 was Sadness. 7, Sorcerer Mickey. And number 6 was Sid from Oogie Boogie Bash. All right. And then should I go into number 5 as well?
I say go for it.
Okay. My number 5, which is so fun, Gaston. Because there's something about something about, first of all, the face characters. I do love talking to the face characters, because I have trouble with the ones that can't talk back. So when you're talking to Gaston, man, he's just so witty. He's so full of himself, and it just makes you laugh, with his Gastonisms. So every time we have the privilege of interacting with Gaston, it's always a good time. And it has happened many times. He's just on it with like the one-liners and it's just the wit. He's great. So I had to put Gaston as a top 5 character.
See, and that's another one that I'm angry about. So we had a regular Gaston that met over near Gaston's Tavern. He would go and pose next to his statue. He would walk around in the area, and he did not return post-COVID. But there were some instances before COVID where like Gaston had some very interesting interactions.
I saw the viral video.
Yeah, the viral one.
I've seen those. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And it always happened here in Disney World, and like the audacity of some of these people.
I know.
And that's where now Gaston, he will show up, but usually it's at a distance, either in the parade or if he does a meet and greet during like the holiday parties or during Mickey's Not So Scary, he's sometimes with Belle. And Belle, in a weird way, acts as his protector in either calling the person out or calling Gaston out. And then Gaston can, instead of putting his attention on the person that's there, will put his attention on Belle, which is genius. But yeah, so that's why we can't have nice things of a roaming Gaston anymore.
That's such a shame. Yeah, what a bummer, because he's a fun one to interact with. Which I should actually mention in this episode, y'all. Please do not touch or talk to the face character, any character really, inappropriately. They are people. And they are there for joy and to experience, and have that fun interaction. But the inappropriate quips or, definitely like touching the character inappropriately, not okay. Do not do it, because you might end up on the internet and getting a lot of hate comments. You never know. So, and it's just not cool. It's not okay. So,
right. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm glad we went ahead and mentioned that, because that might tie into some of our other characters later.
It could, absolutely. All right, sorry. You go ahead and recap yours, Danielle. On a less serious note. Let's go to your countdown.
My number 10 was the Country Bears. Number 9 was Clarabelle Cow. Number 8 was Fairy Godmother. Number 7 was Daisy Duck. Number 6 is Tiana and Naveen. And my number 5, and this is one I was like, okay, do I mention just one character or do I mention a whole bunch of characters? And my number 5 is going to be Pooh Bear and Friends.
Oh, yay. Oh, don't we love them?
I love them. I think they're so funny. And like, I don't know, maybe it's just here in Disney World, but usually you meet them collectively as a group. Very regularly do you like meet them just one-on-one. Here in Disney World, we have a thing that's called A Place for Friends, and it's right next to the Pooh Bear ride. And usually it's Pooh Bear and Tigger meeting. And then during the parties, they'll bring out Rabbit, Piglet, Eeyore sometimes, or I think it's Rabbit is the one that switches back and forth. And during Halloween season, they have little outfits, and Pooh Bear's wearing his little bee outfit, and he's so cute. Anyway.
It's so cute. That's so cute. I love that.
And then like Eeyore has a clown costume, but he's the saddest clown.
He's the sad
He just goes roaming around, and he's adorable, and I love him. So that's why they're sitting there at number 5 for the cuteness factor alone.
That's adorable. We don't have that. Oh, but I love it. Oh, see, that's why I got to get over there and see the Halloween party, is to see the Winnie the Pooh characters in their costumes.
Right.
Man,
and their line's pretty
so
busy.
cute.
So like it's either try to go
sure.
see Jack and Sally, which you can see them anytime over in Disneyland, and or go try to see the Pooh Bear characters, and because there's like 4 of them at one time usually.
That's where I would go, 100%. Oh, I love that. And yes, the Winnie the Pooh and Friends characters are a joy to meet, really. I love our little area in Pooh Corner where you can go and meet them. Usually, sometimes there's 2 at a time, sometimes they swap out, but Rabbit's always the rarest one to see. They do usually have, also Piglet's kind of rare to see. A lot of the times it will be Pooh, Tigger, or Eeyore. Yeah, Piglet doesn't show up as much over there. So, but love meeting them as well. That's a good pick, and I'm so glad you mentioned them. They are not in my top 5. Might be in the bonus, you never know. But I'm glad that you put them in your top 5. So great choice. We're off to a great start. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What about your number 4?
My number 4. My number 4 is a recent one. And it's Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars Night.
I knew you were going to mention him based off the previous episodes of you talking about like, oh, Star Wars Night. And then there was this like Hayden Christensen, like lookalike, and he was like really cute. And I fangirled. I'm like, she's going to mention him in this episode. I was just waiting for when.
So hard. Oh my gosh. I was so excited because I didn't meet him last year. So that this year I was like kind of waiting by the area to see Padme Amidala and Anakin. And yeah, it was definitely lived up to the hype. He complimented my lightsaber and mentioned Yoda, to which I showed him my tattoo on my finger. And I was like, I have your master tattooed on my finger. But like, also, where are you at? Is he still your master? I think he is. Where are we at in the storyline right now?
What part of the trilogy or what part of the storylining are we in right now? Like, have we started going to the dark side yet? Have we started hooking up with Padme yet? Like, what's the vibe?
Where are you right now? So it was, oh my God, it's so funny. And Yoda's not even his master. It's Obi-Wan. But anyway, oh my God, I was definitely fangirling. I think Eric was the one that was filming me at the time, and he was just laughing at me the entire time after we walked away. And I'm like, I was taken aback. I was like, oh my gosh. Cause he said I was wise or something like Master Yoda. And I was just like, stop.
And you're like, stop. No, I'm not.
But he did a very good job. And Anakin, he was great, super, like, you know, a little intimidating, but like very nice. And that's why it had to be a top 5, because that was for sure a core memory, whether or not it was like full of joy or embarrassment. I'm pretty sure I was more of the pink character at the time. But it was still a lot of fun and a really cool thing, because he was a surprise character last year and he was official this year. So that was really cool. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I want you to meet the real one, because like I know he's doing meet and greets at San Diego, and then he was doing meet and greets during MegaCon. Yeah, and his line sold out. But I'm like, I want
Hayden
Megan
sells
to meet
out
the real
first. Dude, oh my God. I was like thinking about it for Celebration in Tokyo next year. One of these days, I do have to meet him. I really do. Yeah, because he's next level, man. He's top of the top for me. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
So good. All right. Well, moving on to my number 4. This one I decided to do as another collective because I couldn't decide, because I see them all as the same, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Or not really the same, but kind of the same. The roaming Star Wars characters in Batu.
Oh, yes. Is that Batu West? Or East?
East.
I guess collectively, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like either one. Like,
so Rey, Chewie. Yeah.
Rey, Chewie, the Stormtroopers,
Kylo,
Grogu, all of them. I
Okay.
I love just wandering about and specifically seeing them in Batu. I don't mind the one-on-one meet and greets. You can meet them over at Star Wars Launch Bay here at Disney World in Hollywood Studios. You can meet Chewbacca, BB-8, and Darth Vader. This is the only way to meet Darth Vader is over there. And like I don't mind those interactions, but seeing them wandering about in Batu, I still think is the coolest thing. And it doesn't matter which coast you're on. I think this is the coolest thing.
Yeah, fully agree. It is, and it's like having them walk around. You're able to you could go up and talk to them if they don't have a giant crowd or anything. Especially Chewbacca. Getting a Wookiee hug is one of the best things ever. So, yeah, I'm glad
like
you
Vi.
mentioned them too. Oh yeah, Vi.
She's
Yeah,
great.
She's
just
cool.
wandering around and like she'll just pop up behind people or like groups of people and people won't even know she's there. And I'm just like, y'all are oblivious. Y'all don't know what's going on.
That's so funny. Yeah, because she's from Clone Wars.
She is actually, she's not even Clone Wars. She is the spy that's exclusive to Batu storyline and appeared in a book and a comic book here after Batu opened.
Got it. Okay.
But she is a spy for Rey's group. And basically is like gathering intel. And then so she's hiding from the stormtroopers. And when the stormtroopers are walking through, it's because they're looking for her, not necessarily Rey.
Got it.
And the Wookiee. They're always looking for the Wookiee.
Always looking for the Wookiee. Yes. Oh, okay. You know, all the years it's been open, I didn't know that. So yay.
Well, now you know. Yeah. So
Now
when you see the girl walking around with the blue hair and the orange jumpsuit, that's Vi.
And specific to Batu. Okay.
She is not a regular guest that's cosplaying or anything like that. She is part of the Batu storyline and actually is a big part of the Batu storyline.
Yay. Oh, good. That's good. Thank you so much for that, Danielle. That is really good to know.
You're welcome.
Oh man. Well, again, so glad you mentioned the Star Wars characters because they'll be in the bonus for me, probably. They are not in my top 5, but
and I'm
we're
intrigued to see
crossing each one off, you know, with
Really?
both of our lists. Yeah.
Okay, then what's your number 3 then?
My number 3 is going to be Miss Cruella de Vil. And it's so funny. I have so many villains on my list.
Well, that's because you actually have them wandering about in Disneyland.
We do all the time. Cruella is there constantly. She's on Main Street. She's talking with the guests. She's hilarious. I mean, talk about one of the characters with the most quick wit I've ever seen in my life. She is on it, man. And there's every single time I haven't seen a Cruella not be amazing, you know? So, whether you are like by yourself with friends, she knows exactly how to talk to you, how to make it fun. And she's got jokes for days about the Dalmatians and puppies and fashion as well.
Yes.
And usually during like the special event nights, she was at Pride Night. She's been at, I think it was, oh my gosh. Well, I know she was at like Princess Night. I'm blanking on the. Sweethearts Night. She was at Sweethearts. I think she was at Sweethearts. But she is just absolutely fabulous. She is the moment. We love her. And she's just really, really fun to interact with. But yeah, and that is because she is there quite a bit in Disneyland.
In Disney Worlders are like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it's Cruella's a vibe over in Disneyland, y'all. You need to go see her and interact with her over in Disneyland because she's immaculate. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she is great.
Okay, this is where I was really debating. Like I was having that internal struggle back and forth of like who do we pick for this spot? And my number 3 is gonna be Cinderella.
Oh, love.
Like
yeah.
I see this one. I was kind of thinking maybe I should have switched this with Fairy Godmother. And I think I didn't. And the reasoning why was because when I meet Fairy Godmother, I almost get too emotional that I can't have a good conversation with her. Where
and that's fair.
Cinderella, because I love her story so much and I'm very familiar. And then I can like talk about almost being a fairy godmother, all this other stuff. She talks about the mice helping her. You can ask about her shoes, and she'll show you that she's not wearing the glass slippers because these ones are specially made so that she can run around the kingdom and not lose them. And she will always point out like just some great storylining. And if you ask the right questions and be like, have you seen Jacques and Gus? And then she'll talk about the mice. She'll talk about Prince Charming, especially here in Disney World. She's like, well, yes, that's Prince Charming's carousel. And then this is where we live and blah, blah, blah. And she can go, have you seen the video of the baby and the Cinderella with the fantastic transatlantic accent?
I probably have. It's not coming to the brain, but I probably have.
It went viral of this little, like, dad's holding baby, and then she walks up and she's like, oh, hello. And it's like spot on. I have never seen a more fantastic version of Cinderella.
That's amazing.
And she was immaculate. I'll have to send you that video too. That one was amazing.
Oh, please do, because I love when they can get the voices down super well, you know. And I love those moments too where they're interacting with kids or the babies, and it's just the cutest thing ever. I love it.
And the baby's so like enthralled too. She's just like, oh my goodness, and it's like doing the little arm waddle thing. Funniest thing.
Oh my god! Wait, was that during a It wasn't during a parade, was it? It was during a meet and greet. It was a meet and greet. Okay,
it was during a meet and greet.
Okay, yeah, I would love to see that video because I'm pretty sure I have, but it's not like coming to my brain right now.
Don't worry, I'll definitely send it to you.
Thank you. Well, good choice. I'm so glad you put another princess in there. Apparently, I just love interacting with villains. That's half of my list. Because the next one for me, number 2, is the Evil Queen.
I mean, again, another Disneyland fantastic walk-around character. And the videos of her, immaculate.
It's mega viral. Like anything with the Evil Queen goes like viral every time. Yeah, because she's amazing.
Allowed to be sassy and allowed to call you out in like
she's allowed
the
to be
most
mean.
savage way possible.
It's amazing. I know, and I don't know what it is about getting roasted by Disney characters, but it's my favorite thing ever. And Evil Queen does such a good job of it. And she, you know, she'll bash on Snow White, and like sometimes Snow is out there too, and they can like. They'll be with each other and kind of she'll just like be her Evil Queen self around her, and it's just so fun to see. But yes, Evil Queen is specific to Disneyland because she is a roaming character over in like right in front of the castle, and also of course during the special event night she walks around too. I think during Pride Night she was with Maleficent and Cruella. It was the coolest thing seeing all 3 of them together. They did a little like fashion show with some guests, and it's fun. So, but Evil Queen, man, again, she's on it with the little quips, and yeah, she's just really fun to interact with too.
Like these little,
that's why she's a
10, 12-year-old boys will be calling out to her, and she will like burn them, and I'm just like, oh, like I know.
So good. It's that I don't know why, but it's just. That's where my head goes when it comes to like really good character interactions. It's the villains. So Evil Queen is my favorite.
I love how much our list is like varying between both coasts. Like you can tell that there's a difference.
That is what I was about to say. I'm like, we have different experiences at each park, and there's a reason for it. Disneyland does have more roaming characters. And with Disney World, you do have the specialty meet and greets, such as, you know, Mickey and Minnie, like in Hollywood Studios. And that's why we have such varying lists, because we're just used to different experiences with meet and greets. So yeah, there you go. But I'm glad that we have, you know, the different sides of it. So
yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Number 2 for you.
My number 2 for me is going to be meeting Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh my God, such a good choice.
And
dang, this is one that I missed.
Okay.
I'm
Well, so this is a character that we do have on both coasts. He has a little bit of roaming power sometimes over here in Disney World, like in between certain spots. Like usually you can walk with him to his point where he's going to be having his meet and greet sometimes. If you can have a conversation with Jack, and depending on where you're at, you can ask him questions. And like over in Disney World, for example, we have a little section off towards, like, you're looking at the entrance to Pirates of the Caribbean, off to the right through the little underhang as if you're heading towards Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That's usually where he meets, over there. And in that section, there's a ton of little hidden things. You can ask Jack if he knows where any treasures are in this area, and he'll point out some of his favorites. And there's some really good interactions. He's fantastic, and he likes you just having a conversation with him. Oh my gosh, Jack paid us a really great compliment during the social distance meet and greets. He was one of the first to come back. And just to be there on the stage and like talk at you, and nobody would talk back to him. And it was making him so angry. And people were just snapping photos of him. And he's just like, he's asking you questions and people are just staring at him like, and you're just like,
it's like,
people,
I'm talking to you.
Right. And so I would ask Jack questions and be like, Captain Jack. And he'd be like, oh, and he got so excited when somebody was actually trying to have a conversation with him, even if it was from a 6-foot distance. He got so excited. And he's just like, thank you for talking with me and realizing that I'm not just an animatronic. Or I don't think he said animatronic. I think he said just a puppet. And I was just like, Jack being a little salty, like coming out right out the sea being salty. And
I get it.
Yeah. So have those conversations. They want you to ask questions, especially these roaming characters. Ask questions about their character, about something that they would be doing, of like, Jack, what are you doing over here on these shores and stuff like that. They want that interaction. So please, y'all, please.
Yes, absolutely. Fully agree. And oh man, that's such a good choice too, Danielle. I'm really glad you brought him in, because he is not in my list, and I feel bad about that. But I will say, we do have a Jack Sparrow that, yes, looks a lot like Johnny Depp over here at Disneyland. Yeah. I know you've seen the videos of him, you
also have Red too.
He's Captain Jack Sparrow and Red. We do have Red. Yes, we do.
She's
and sometimes they're out together. They're both great. Yes, with the accent and everything. I love it. Jack is really fun to see. He is becoming, I feel like, more rare these days. When you see Jack Sparrow, you're like, oh my God, it's Jack Sparrow. And he
clogs up the line right there because of the traffic in Adventureland right now.
He does. I don't think, I think he is roaming right now because there's no space for him. Sadly, he just walks around. Sometimes he walks around Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island. But usually you can see him. He goes up to where 21 Royal is above Pirates of the Caribbean, and he'll just wave at people from up there. But sometimes he is around the treehouse, and you could talk to him there. He is always very fun to talk to. Yeah, he's Captain Jack Sparrow. He's just had his bottle of rum, and he's good.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yay. Okay. Well, we are down to our number 1 spot. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. We are very excited to be back next week with a new countdown. Of course, if you want to hear our bonus picks, feel free. You could become a paid subscriber or join the Patreon fam, and we'll have that episode up very, very soon here. Thank you guys again so much for listening. So, number 1. For me, I think, I don't know if people would guess this for me, but it is going to be Baymax in San Francisco. Because it just has to be. Baymax is my favorite character. He's just, this meet and greet, y'all, is so, it's so cute. It's so well placed. Obviously, they redesigned Pacific Wharf to be San Francisco. Baymax went under a little refurb recently. He is back over there, and it's just it's so fun to be able to go and hug him and to talk to him. He'll chat with you. He's got his little phrases, and the best part too is he will do the bala la la. He'll do the fist bump. And then my favorite part is when he laughs. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen videos of it or if you had an interaction yourself, but when he throws his head back and does his little it's the funniest thing. And it's my favorite thing about that character interaction. So And just, it's Baymax. How could you not love him? And
I love that that's
he
why
tries
you
to put his
pick
arms out and
Baymax.
give a hug. Yeah, it's the laugh.
Right, is like you're just like, no, this character is the one that I look at him and he looks like a marshmallow and it brings me pure serotonin. That's why he's number
It
one.
truly does. It truly does. And when he's talking to kids that are obviously a lot shorter than him, his head goes inside his body and he'll try to look down. And I just love that little movement when he goes like this. And so for all those reasons and many more, Baymax is my number one character interaction.
Oh, that's so on brand. Like that's you made some good choices there for your top two. That I think really are good for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, what's your number one, Danielle?
Okay, my number one, this one I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I actually want this as my number one. So I did this more as a collective, and it would be the Marvel characters over in Avengers Campus.
Love. Thank you for putting some of those in your count.
Any interaction I've had over in Avengers Campus, whether it be Spider-Man, Loki, Thor, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, all amazing. Like, and that's why I kind of did them as a collective also. And the only reason why I did it as a collective and not as an individual is because the only downside to this meet and greet is that I hate starting the interaction. I do not like hunting down these characters because they are hardcore roaming. They don't stay in one spot usually. And if they do, shocking.
Right.
And so I hate having to try to find them. And I'm just like, I don't want to be the first one to go initiate.
I know.
So
I know.
That part stresses me out. But once I get over it and I finally talk to them and I say, hey, Iron Man, hey, whoever, then the conversation ball gets rolling. It's just that initial, like getting it started that kind of freaks me out. But their stories are amazing. Their interactions with kids are so amazing and so lighthearted. It's great.
They are awesome, really. Every single one in there is like fantastic in their own way. Iron Man, he's got his little attitude sometimes, as he does. Captain America is always really sweet. Thor's fun. Thor's a good one because he's loud, he's boisterous. Talking about Loki sometimes. Loki is always fun to interact with because, he's Loki. He's also got some sass. So, and yeah, you got Ant-Man, Black Panther, Black Widow, and Doctor Strange. Oh, you know who I loved, who isn't as much over there now, is Shang-Chi. He was fun to meet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a good one.
I think I only saw him from a distance on one of the platforms for a hot second, and then I didn't actually see him walking around.
He's only up above now. Yeah, he did a lot of walking around, especially when the movie came out, obviously. But yeah, he was fun. And Spider-Man too, the whole Spider-Man area with his show, and then he comes down to talk to people. It is really, that's a good one to pick. And I think it's so hard to single out one in particular. So as a collective, it was a really good choice to have them all included in there. Yes. So yeah, thanks for doing that for the West Coast girl, because I did not put any Avengers in my countdown.
I just clean it up after you. The ones that you missed, I got you. I
appreciate it. Although one of them might be in my bonus, you never know. So if you want to listen in on that, be like, Megan, you didn't put any Avengers in your countdown? I'm sorry, okay? I like Danielle said, I get anxiety when I try to interact with them, and I haven't done a lot of those interactions, so sorry. But that's why we have the bonus episode, okay? 11 through 15.
So make sure y'all are either a paid subscriber over on Patreon or not. Okay. Either you are a Patreon member or you are a paid subscriber on Spotify or Apple to be able to get those bonus episodes. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. And we're probably going to have a couple more bonus episodes also as we get closer to D23, I'm pretty sure. As we're talking to our producer friends, and there's some stuff in the works. We'll see what happens. More to come. But some really fun stuff heading your way as we get closer and closer. And we'll see y'all next time.
All exciting stuff. Thank you all again so much for listening. We'll see you next week for a new countdown. But until then, have a very magical day.
And night night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight.
Hooray!
See, I don't know. I wanted to mention specific Marvel characters, but I liked all of them. Okay, so we were fine with them being all together.
Yes, that's totally fine.
Okay.
100%.
Well, we'll see what happens in the bonus episode.
We'll see, right?
To have your name at the end of our new episodes and to receive a bunch of magical perks, please check out our Patreon via the link in the episode notes.
Or visit patreon.com/Disney Countdown Show. We'll see you there.